My husband ordered a 72-pound wheel of cheese. My husband has ordered yet another bulk food item and told me that it's okay because it's just one item this time. It's a 72-pound wheel of Parmigiana cheese. The local food bank and homeless shelters won't take any dairy products and there's a no return policy on cheese wheels, so now I'm stuck with it. I kinda know what to make with the cheese. But does anyone have any tips for storing it correctly now that I've opened it? Also, is it healthy to eat large amounts of Parmigiana cheese by itself? Or any cheese in large quantities? My husband has eaten about a pound of it already. You should throw a block party. Holy crap, that would be over $1,000. It will last for a while. It is an aged cheese. But would be hard to get through that much. Share it with your friends and family. Smiling face, give hunks of cheese as gifts. I only knew about the pasta and the lentils, but now I see he ordered other stuff too, so I mean this in the nicest way possible. What is wrong with your husband? Does he need therapy for some shopping addiction or food-related trauma or something? Cheese freezes well. Swap for other foodstuffs, I guess. Parmesan crisps are good. You need to delete saved payment methods so he can't impulse buy like this. Yikes. I eat way too many Caesar salads and Parmesan heavy pastas, and I cannot imagine consuming that much Parmesan in 20 years. Freeze it for sure. This can't be a real post LMAO. He ate a pound of the cheese already. Get this man some Miralax. He's in for a rough time. ETA, at least you have the 96 pounds of spaghetti. Throw some cheese on those noodles. These posts have to be a joke at this point. Cacio e pepe party. Store in the bottom of your stomach at 98.6 degrees. I am aghast. What was your husband thinking? From Best Buy you can get a 7 cubic foot freezer for less than $250. This might be a good investment if your husband is prone to buying things in bulk. I went to a party once where hot risotto was served out of a wheel of cheese. When you'd scoop some risotto, you could scrape off a big chunk of melted cheese too. The best. I was reading this thinking, is this the lady whose husband bought all that spaghetti? And it is tears of joy. All jokes aside, I am sorry you have to deal with this. I don't know what I'd do with $1,000 of cheese. Again, I'm starting to think this is a kink. Better that than 1,500 Pop-Tarts. Tell your husband he is grounded. Do you have a freezer? Cut up the cheese, saran wrap it and put pieces in a Ziploc freezer bags. I would buy a bushel of tomatoes and make homemade sauce. The ratio is 4 pounds of tomatoes to a half pound of the cheese. Be sure to use roasted garlic, EVOO and fresh herbs. Finally, 2 or 3 loaves of Italian bread to test the sauce. When your sauce is almost done, take out 2 quarts of the sauce and add meatballs. Serve it over the pasta of your choice. Your husband seems cool. It would be easier to get a new husband. Invest in one of those food Savor thingies and break down into large chunks in vacuum-sealed pouches. They should easily keep for 6-8 months in the fridge and 12-18 months, maybe longer, in the freezer. Air and moisture are the enemies. So assuming you protect against those, you should be just fine. I've seen all your posts when they come up. You have too much money. The cheese usually lasts a long time with airtight storage in the fridge. I think you can freeze it in the shredded form. Maybe start gifting cheese to family members. You can put the rind in soup. I love that we now have this running joke of this supposed reckless husband. X200B. If it is real, you should really post pictures of these insane quantities. Otherwise I will believe you are a very entertaining troll. Keep up the good work. What else has he ordered? Honestly, I'd let him worry about storing it and using it. Maybe he'll learn something from this. I would use maybe very little. But I wouldn't be going out of my way to figure out how to use it and store it. That's his job now. Ms. Cupcakers. Hint: your biggest problem isn't cheese. Your best path is to break it in large pieces. Double wrap in wax paper. Bag in plastic. And hand him out to your friends and neighbors. Find a nice to say to hubby. Never again without consulting with me. Make Parmesan crisps. I've got dyscalculia and count to 5 on my fingers. And even I couldn't do this as often as him. Can't be mad about all that extra cheese. Though. I told my hubs about this. His response was, you could make it into a tabletop. Then grate some off if you want any. The only way to teach this man some self-control is to serve literal chunks of Parmesan as a side dish for the next week. No rice Parmesan. No salad Parmesan. Tell him you are making dessert and give him a bowl of Parmesan with whipped cream on top. You have to end this insanity. If you're that deep in cheese, you might as well spend $50 on a vac sealer. Portion it out, it should keep pretty much indefinitely. At least a year anyway. Could you post a link or a picture of the cheese? Can I come over? I need you to order something. A leash, and put it on your husband. Please. Oh man. If it's Parmigiano Reggiano, I'd kill to be able to buy a piece that big. Can only ever find 1/8 wheels at the restaurant supply store. You could make a lot of traditional pesto and save it. Make cheese ravioli or tortellini and freeze them. This is the best thing I've ever read. Yeah, that's not the weed. That's someone with a shopping addiction and possibly binge eating disorder. He's eaten so much of it already, WTF. You're taking it way too easy on him by solving this problem for him. I would have let him deal with it. If half that cheese wheel molded, he would be out $500 and I would hope he might think twice next time after that. Also, I smoke weed and am surrounded by weed smokers of all kinds, and not once have I heard of anyone doing something this impulsive while smoking. This is a whole other problem. I second the concerns of commenters asking if he has some sort of addiction or trauma. I just browsed through your posts and I am thoroughly entertained. The fact your husband regularly does the most outlandish shit is hilarious AF to me. Buy this man a booth at your local farmer's market and don't let him come back home until the pasta, cheese and lentils are all gone. Something about large quantities of cheese is always hilarious. Your husband has his priorities straight. Put it in the garage fridge and take chunks off it each month with very clean tools. If it's good cheese, it'll last for years. Hard cheeses like Parm are easier on people with lactose intolerance. Personally, I think it's healthiest to satisfy one's cravings. I know when I don't. And I try to eat something low calorie instead of what I really want. I overeat and feel worse seeking the thing I really want. My best advice is to buy 3 more. Then use them for wheels on your Fred Flintstone vehicle. Or maybe just have a mouse party. By the way, who cut the cheese? It's not inherently unhealthy, but that's a lot of calories and some people get blocked up eating too much cheese.